My dear friends, there are moments in life when words seem too small to hold the weight of what we feel. This is one of those moments. If I could gather every star in the sky and arrange them into a message, it would simply say, I love you, my best friends. You are the people who turn ordinary days into adventures, who turn silence into laughter, and who turn struggles into stories of triumph. Life has a way of testing us, throwing storms in our path, but with you, I have never walked alone. When the world felt too loud, you were my quiet. When my dreams felt too big, you reminded me they were just the right size. And when I stumbled, you never let me fall. You just sat down beside me until I was ready to rise again. Friendship is not just about being there for the good times. It's about standing in the storm without an umbrella and saying, we'll dance in the rain together. It's about knowing each other's scars and choosing to see the strength behind them. It's about love, not the kind written in fairy tales, but the kind that stays when life gets messy. There is a rare magic in finding people who see you, truly see you, and still choose to stay. Not because they have to, but because they want to. That is love, that is friendship, and that is what I have found in you. So today, I don't just say thank you, I say I love you. Not in a casual way, not in a passing moment, but in the kind of way that means forever. Because in this life, the greatest gift is not wealth, success, or fame. It is the people who walk beside us, lifting us up when we are tired, laughing with us when we are joyful, and reminding us who we are when we forget. To my best friends, you are my greatest treasure, my chosen family, my safe place in a world that can sometimes feel uncertain. I love you and I always will. There is a rare kind of magic in friendship, the kind that doesn't demand perfection, but thrives in authenticity, the kind that turns strangers into soulmates and moments into memories. It's not about how long you've known someone, it's about the unspoken understanding that no matter what happens, you have each other. Life is unpredictable, it throws storms that shake the very ground beneath us. But in the middle of it all, there are people who hold on. The ones who show up when the rest of the world walks away. The ones who hear the words you don't say and see the battles you try to hide. Best friends are not just companions, they are lifelines. They are the ones who remind you of your worth when you forget it, who stand by your side when you have nothing left to give, and who love you not in spite of your flaws, but because of them. There is an unmatched strength in knowing that no matter where life takes you, there is someone in this world who will always be in your corner. Someone who celebrates your victories as if they were their own and stands with you in the fire without hesitation. They are the ones who don't need an invitation to your life's greatest moments because they have always been there, rooting for you, believing in you, loving you in ways words could never capture. To have such a friendship is to be rich beyond measure. It is to wake up every day knowing that even in your darkest hour, you are never truly alone. This kind of bond is not built on convenience or circumstance. It is built on love, loyalty, and the silent promise that says, I will be here always. So to the ones who have been my strength, my safe place, my family beyond blood, I love you. Not in a fleeting way, not just for today, but for always. Because friendship like this is not just a part of life. It is life, and I am forever grateful for the love that comes with it. There is something profoundly beautiful about knowing that no matter how many storms life throws at you, there are hands that will hold on, refusing to let you face them alone. Friendship isn't about standing together only when the sun is shining. It's about standing firm when the sky turns dark. It's about the quiet presence that doesn't need grand gestures or spoken words, but simply stays, because staying is what love does. Life will test us. It will push us to our limits, make us question our worth, and sometimes even break us in ways we never saw coming. But in those moments, real friendship reveals itself, not in convenience, not in perfectly timed appearances, but in unwavering loyalty. Best friends are not just the ones who wipe your tears, they are the ones who sit with you in your silence, who remind you that your pain is seen, and that no battle is yours to fight alone. True friendship is not about fixing each other, it's about holding space for each other's healing. It's about knowing when to offer advice and when to just listen. It's about lifting each other up, not because you have to, but because you want to. Because their happiness is your happiness, their pain is your pain, and their victories feel like your own. The world can be overwhelming, and sometimes it will try to convince you that you are alone. But when you have friends who stand beside you through the chaos, who remind you of your strength when you feel weak, who see your cracks and still call you whole, that is the kind of love that makes life worth living. That is the kind of love that holds you together when everything else feels like it's falling apart. So to my best friends, the ones who have walked with me through every storm, the ones who never let me fight my battles alone, I love you. Not just in the easy moments, but in every moment, because in a world that changes too fast and too often, the greatest gift is having people who remain. And you, my friends, are my forever. Love is not always found in grand gestures or poetic words. Sometimes it's found in the quiet moments, when someone stays up just to make sure you're okay, when they remember the little things that make you smile, when they believe in you even when you don't believe in yourself. Friendship is love in its purest form, unfiltered and unconditional, a bond that asks for nothing but gives everything. Life moves fast, people come and go, seasons change, and circumstances shift. But the ones who truly love you, the ones who see you not just for who you are, but for who you're becoming, are the ones who stay. They don't love you because you're perfect. They love you because you're real. They don't need you to be strong all the time. They just need you to be you. And that kind of love, the kind that doesn't demand, doesn't waver, and doesn't fade, it is the rarest gift of all. There will be days when you feel like you are too much or not enough. Days when your mind plays tricks on you and tells you that you have to prove your worth. But in the presence of real friends, you are reminded that love isn't something you earn. It's something you are given simply because you exist. It's in the way they celebrate your wins like their own, in the way they stand beside you even when the world turns its back, in the way they make you feel like you belong exactly as you are. We often think love needs to be loud, that it needs to be dramatic or cinematic to be real, but sometimes the deepest love is in the smallest moments. A reassuring glance, a knowing smile, a simple text that says, "I'm here." And that is why friendship is one of the most powerful forms of love, because it doesn't ask for a reason, a timeline, or a condition. It just is. So to my best friends, the ones who have loved me not because they had to, but because they chose to, I love you. Not just in the big moments, but in all the small, quiet, seemingly ordinary moments that make life extraordinary. Because love isn't always about saying the words, it's about proving them over and over again. And you, my friends, have done that every single day. There is something profoundly beautiful about being seen. Not just the version of you that the world applauds, but the version of you that stumbles, that doubts, that sometimes feels lost. To be truly seen and still be loved is one of the rarest gifts in life. And best friends are the ones who offer it without hesitation. They don't love you for who you pretend to be. They love you for who you are, even in your rawest, most unfiltered form. We live in a world that often asks us to wear masks, to show only the strongest, most polished versions of ourselves. But friendship is where those masks come off. It's where you can admit your fears, voice your insecurities, and share your wildest dreams without judgment. It's in the laughter that fills a silent room and the unspoken understanding that passes between two people who just know. Best friends don't need explanations, they just get it. There will be days when you feel invisible, when you wonder if anyone truly understands you. But then there are those moments when someone remembers the exact way you like your coffee, when they finish your sentences before you do, when they hold space for your pain without trying to fix it. That is when you realize you are not just seen, you are known. And to be known fully and completely and still be loved is the deepest kind of belonging. The world may not always validate who you are. It may try to shape you into something smaller, something more acceptable. But best friends remind you that you don't have to shrink to fit. They remind you that you are enough, exactly as you are. They celebrate your quirks, your chaos, your contradictions, because to them, you are not just a person, you are a universe. And they would never ask you to be anything less. So to my best friends, the ones who have seen me at my worst and still call me theirs, the ones who love not just the easy parts of me, but all of me, I love you, not because I have to, but because my soul recognizes yours. Because in a world that often feels too loud, too fast, and too uncertain, you are my constant, my safe place, my home. Life is often measured in milestones, success, achievements, the things we acquire. But when we strip it all down, what truly matters is not the trophies we collect or the titles we earn. It's the people who stand beside us through it all. The ones who make the journey worthwhile. The ones who turn fleeting moments into lifelong memories. Best friends are not just companions, they are the greatest treasure life can offer. There is no price tag on a friendship that feels like home. No amount of fame or fortune can replace the comfort of knowing that someone somewhere will always have your back. When the world feels too heavy, they are the ones who remind you to breathe. When doubt creeps in, they are the ones who remind you of who you are. When you feel like giving up, they are the ones who lend you their strength until you find your own again. True friendship is not about convenience. It's not about who's around when things are easy. It's about who stays when things get hard. It's about the ones who celebrate your victories louder than you do and who grieve your losses as if they were their own. It's about the ones who see you, the real you, and love you not in spite of it, but because of it. They are the family you choose, the people who make this unpredictable journey called life a little softer, a little brighter, a little more beautiful. We often chase after things that we think will bring us happiness, success, recognition, the approval of people who may not even truly know us. But at the end of the day, what truly fills our hearts are not the things we achieve, but the love we share. And there is no greater success than having people in your life who choose you every single day without conditions or expectations. So to my best friends, the ones who are my safe place, my greatest joy, my unshakable support, I love you. You are my greatest wealth, my most precious gift, the reason I believe in the beauty of human connection. And no matter where life takes us, no matter how far we go or how much we change, one thing will always remain true. You are my forever, and I am endlessly grateful for you. Friendship is not just about the time spent together. It is about the impact left on the soul. It is about the people who enter your life and change it in ways you never expected. The ones who don't just walk beside you on your best days, but hold you up when the weight of the world feels unbearable. Best friends are not just a part of your story. They become the very fabric of it, woven into your laughter, your struggles, your victories, and your quietest moments. There is something extraordinary about knowing that no matter where life takes you, there are people who remain. The ones who don't need constant validation, who don't demand explanations, who simply exist in your life like the sky exists above, always there, even when you don't always look up to notice it. They are the ones who remind you that love is not measured in grand gestures, but in the silent understanding that you are never alone. In a world that changes too quickly, where people come and go, like passing seasons, finding those who stay is a gift beyond measure. These are the friends who become family, the ones who can hear your unspoken words, who celebrate your smallest wins, and who hold space for your dreams, even when you doubt them yourself. They are not just witnesses to your life, they are participants in it, rooting for you in ways you may never fully comprehend. The true measure of a life well lived is not found in the titles earned or the wealth accumulated, but in the love shared. And if you have even one friend who sees you, truly sees you, and chooses to walk this journey with you, then you are richer than you could ever imagine. Because in the end, it's not about how many people know your name. It's about how deeply a few special ones know your heart. So to my best friends, my soulmates in this unpredictable, messy, beautiful life, I love you, not just in the moments that are easy, but in all the moments in between, not just today, but always. Because no matter what life brings, one truth will remain. You are my greatest love story, written not in words, but in every memory, every laugh, every silent promise that says, I will always be here. There are moments in life when everything feels uncertain, when the path ahead is blurry and the weight of expectations becomes too heavy to carry alone. In those moments, it's not success, fame, or fortune that holds you together. It's not the applause of the world or the validation of strangers. It's the love of the people who truly know you, the ones who don't need explanations, the ones who have seen your soul in its rawest form and have chosen to stay. That love, that unwavering presence, is what gives life meaning. Friendship is not just about companionship, it is about connection. It is about the quiet knowing that even in your silence, someone understands. It is about having people in your life who don't need to be asked to show up because they are already there. Best friends don't just fill the space in your life, they fill the spaces in your heart, the ones you didn't even realize were empty. Life has a way of testing the bonds we hold dear. There will be distance, challenges, moments of doubt, but real friendship is not fragile. It does not break with time or circumstance. It is the kind of love that stretches, that bends, but never snaps. It is built on something deeper than shared interests or temporary moments. It is built on soul recognition, on a promise that says, no matter what, I will always be here. In a world that constantly asks you to prove your worth, true friends remind you that you never have to. You don't have to earn their love. You don't have to fight for their presence. They are yours just as you are theirs. That is the greatest treasure in life, to love and to be loved without condition, without pretense, without fear. So to my best friends, the ones who have been my light in the dark, my strength in moments of weakness, my greatest joy and my deepest comfort, I love you. Not just in the easy times, not just when it's convenient, but in every moment, every breath, every heartbeat. Because in a world that is constantly changing, you are you are my home, and for that I am forever grateful. Life is a journey filled with twists and turns, victories and heartbreaks, moments of pure joy and days of unbearable silence. Through it all, we search for meaning, for something to anchor us, something to remind us that we are not walking this path alone. And then we find them, our best friends, our chosen family, the ones who make this unpredictable, messy, beautiful life worth living. They are the ones who turn ordinary moments into unforgettable memories, who remind us of our strength when we feel weak, and who love us not for what we do, but for who we are. Friendship is not about perfection. It's not about always getting it right or never making mistakes. It's about showing up, about choosing each other over and over again, even when life gets chaotic, even when the world tries to pull us in. It's about the late night conversations that heal wounds no one else can see, the unspoken understanding that words could never fully capture, and the quiet promises that say, I will stand by you no matter what. In the end, it's not the big achievements that define us. It's not the applause of strangers or the titles we collect. It's the love we share, the lives we touch, the friendships that shape us into the people we become. Because when everything else fades, when success is no longer measured in trophies and wealth loses its meaning, the one thing that remains is love. And there is no love greater than the love of a true friend. So, to my best friends, the ones who have walked this journey with me, the ones who have held my heart with the gentlest hands and the fiercest loyalty, I love you. Not just today, not just in the easy moments, but in every moment, in every breath, in every chapter of my life. You are my greatest blessing, my greatest joy, my greatest proof that love exists in its purest form. And no matter where life takes us, no matter how much time passes, one thing will always be certain. I will always, always love you.